I'm not gonna lie. I wanna say I'm disappointed, but disappointed doesn't quite seem strong enough. I'm disgusted by this admission, so no intro today. I'ma be honest, I've been watching Glendon's content for a while. I even put him in my top 10 dating coaches video. Roll a clip. But number 9 is the disruptive male. This guy breaks down how to be a dominant man and teaches you also why you should only date submissive women.
Good afternoon, gentlemen. It's going to talk about how I had sex with a pregnant woman. Yes, I fucked a pregnant chick, but I can explain.
Oh shit, yeah. That's the wrong video. But yeah, my guy's off the chain. Here it is.
And she was like, hey, it's, whatever her name was. I don't even remember her name anymore. I've been thinking, and you're right. I was late and I didn't have the decency to apologize. So at this point, I want to humbly apologize for being late and let me take you out. Do you understand what I'm saying? She contacted me 3 days later after I clowned her and said, let me take you out. And I was like, hit her back. Nah. Oh my God. Just like that. I wasn't going to be easy because I kind of figured out, like, apparently dismissing her and standing up to her and ignoring her beauty turned this chick on. Because she wasn't used to being treated like that. She wasn't used to having a man be direct, bold, blunt, and honest with her. Once again, I already had some other stuff going on, and I'm like, I didn't really like her attitude. So I kind of egged her a little bit. And then about 5 days later, she contacts me again, and she's like,
I'm serious.
Tell you what, this is what I want you to do. Do you live in a house, or do you live in a... Where do you live? Do you have a garage? And she was like, yeah, I live in the house. I have a garage. I was like, this is what I want you to do. I want you to have the highest open-toed heel shoes that you have on, be butt naked in your garage at 8:30 tonight, and send me your address, and I will come over and you like the little whore you are. That was my message. I had nothing to lose. Nothing to lose. Instant reply. Okay.
But now you've got me wondering if all these stories I've listened to in the past were about underage girls. And honestly, I don't see where you're coming from. Because when I was 18, any woman under 18 was a turnoff. Shoot, they might as well have been a man. Because I no longer looked at a 16 or 17-year-old and desired them. So it's kind of hard for me to imagine me now at 32, the age you were when you were sleeping with these children, and desire them. It's so many attractive grown women in this world, and you want to date children. And honestly, I've never met a woman sexy enough to go to jail for. Because you know what they do to guys that like little girls in jail, right? Roll a clip.
You won't let them have a woman. They gonna have each of somebody's gonna have to give us some booty. And it's just that simple.
I'm a firm believer of street justice. And if I had 5 lives to live, best believe in one of them, I would have been a gangster. And unlike these new generation of gangsters, it's no way I'd raise my tool to harm a man that looked like me over some money or street corners I didn't even own, but then turn around and let men like George Zimmerman and you breathe the same air I breathe. But I'm not a gangster. So when you pray to God tonight, thank him that he didn't give men like me with shit to lose 5 lives to live. Roll a clip.
So what you see here, ladies and gentlemen, is our resident uncle and a person that has been giving us game with regard to how it is that we're supposed to move in this money game. All right. Resident uncle. The title of this video is called I Could Have Been a Predator. That R. Kelly energy is different and all consuming. Is different over here. So if you are not familiar with Glendon Cameron runs several channels called Savage Finance. He got a few other channels and things like that. But apparently Glendon Cameron decided that he wanted to start having conversations about his sexual exploits, right? Millionaire. He has a Porsche like me. You can see the red interior. Let me move some stuff around. I want to make sure that we all clear today.
So you know I just started my finance channel, and Glendon talks a lot about finance on his channel. So I've been watching this old dirty bastard for years now, which is interesting because if he had any sense, he would know that YouTube will delete all of your channels for some of the things he said in that video. They did it to EDP445, and they recently deleted R. Kelly's channel. So I don't know why he thought this was okay. And this video is kind of graphic, so I'm going to just summarize some of it, and I'll leave Anton's video in the description if you really want to hear the details.
Now is your opportunity to walk away from this conversation if you do not have the stomach for hearing things that may be graphic, especially as it pertains to sexually exploitive things with regard to kids.
What's going on, gentlemen? Tonight is a moment for self-reflection. Matter of fact, let's shed a little light on this subject. I could have been a predator, and I am a little sympathetic to R. Kelly. I know that
It already starts off bad. He's warning you right now. He's saying he could have been a predator and he's sympathetic towards R. Kelly.
sounds really, really crazy, but hear me out. I guess I need to start with what I've done. When I was doing my Craigslist protocols hot and heavy,
So I can explain this a little bit better than Anton because I used to actually watch Glendon's channel. When it came down to Craigslist protocol, Glendon used his skills as a copywriter, which is someone who writes business ads. Now they could be for newspaper, social media, or websites or emails. It's basically someone who specializes in writing ads. Now for an ad to be effective, it has to stop you from scrolling, keep you reading, and convince you to take action, like buying something, signing up for an email list, or whatever the business needs. And trust me, it's not as easy as it sounds. I'm consistently learning this skill. So what Glendon did was he wrote an ad on Craigslist that would play to a woman's emotions. You see, as men, we're visually stimulated. You want to turn me on? Let me see your titty, baby. Or show a man some porn. But women can be stimulated by words, which is why in high school, I never understood why you would always see women with these sex books like Zan. Zan's sex books were known for giving great details like, "You're here with me now, and I'm harder than I've ever been. I take my time with the touch, because we have all day. I won't rush. I stare at you, and you stare at me. Then I slowly undress you with my teeth. Your body is calling me. So I whisper, so gently.
I want to be very rough with you.
So be rough with me.
Some shit like that. I never read the books, but Glendon's ads were similar to these books. Very detailed and not something the normal guy would write. So, the ads played to a woman's desire because he didn't even put pictures of himself up there, and women were still curious to meet the man behind the ad.
would get a ton, a ton of high school girls answering my ads.
But he never said that in his stories. He never said age, and I just assumed they were legal.
And typically, I ignored them. Because even though I have a similar appetite to R. Kelly, I like young women. But I don't like children. But this is how a child tricked me. Typically, they would be young. There would be lots of signs that this girl was very, very young. And I would just ignore them.
Sounds like predator talk.
Then this one girl, she answered the ad. We started to talk, and she was an exceptionally mature 17-year-old. Let me say this again. This chick was 17. Her conversation was different. She actually was a hair.
At 17 years old in high school, she's still a child, especially to a man that's in his 30s.
Her, and she answered my ad, and I fucked her. And oh my God, she had these amazingly firm double D.
I'm gonna move on because it gets way worse. All you missed was him saying after he slept with her, he found out that she was in high school by looking through her Facebook and finding her photos. But he continued to sleep with her anyway.
R. Kelly and I are similar, but we're very different. Because I have safeguards. I know when I'm getting out of control.
Sounds like predator talk.
And this is where R. Kelly went wrong. R. Kelly was a good-looking man. R. Kelly had fame. R. Kelly was rich. And he was reckless. See, he has that appetite. And I'm going to try to explain this.
So the girls being underage wasn't where he went wrong. Seriously, how young is too young for guys like Glendon? Oh, she's 16. She's mature. Oh, she's 15. She's almost mature. Oh, she's 11. But one day she'll be mature. Might as well jumpstart the process.
Y'all know what's coming. Y'all know what's coming. Y'all know what's coming. Insert dog face here.
R. Kelly was having other people find and vet girls for him. And that's when it got out of control.
Hit the like button,
reason
y'all.
that I never got caught because I never brought anyone else into my circus, so to speak.
Hold on, wait.
He knows this is wrong, and he doesn't care.
I can tell you, I remember this one girl who answered my ad, and she was 15 years old.
What'd I say? A predator has no age.
15 years old. We were talking and stuff, and I knew I was never going to meet this chick. I just talked to her, and she sent me dirty pictures.
So she just out of the blue sent him dirty pictures. Or were y'all talking about sex and you asked for pictures? And at what point did you care about her being 15? And I'm supposed to believe you deleted the pictures, right? This guy's a pedophile.
I was running my ads, and I had this woman who was a mother, and she was like, "Are you a black bull?" And I was just like, "Yes, I am." And she says, "I have 2 daughters, and I want to properly train them. I want you, and in the future, we may actually breed them." See, if you guys don't know, there's a whole, the sexual underground, shout out to Ron Wills.
Shout out to you saying his name.
Underground of white women who love having sex with black dudes. And they really love having sex with black dudes with big dicks. You will see. So she and I was sitting there like, this can't be real. So she sends me photos of her daughters who are 16 and 17.
This is absolutely insane, y'all.
And they're pretty frisky looking. So I play along.
Jesus, Lord help us.
So I go to her house.
Help us, God.
And the mom was hot. And I have a conversation with her, and I was like, "So what do you want to do?" And she says, "It is the white woman's place to be the sexual toy of the black man." And I was like, "Really?" And she said, "Yes." Then you know what I told this woman? She was about 40-ish, 45, 46, blonde, green-eyed, nice rack on her. And I said, "Bitch, get on your knees." And you know what she did? She got on her knees.
So he got head and smashed the mama right in front of her teenage daughters. And then the mama brung him to her daughters and let her get head and take both of their V cards. Imagine that. How sick in the head does that mom have to be to let you do that to her daughters? And how sick do you have to be to think that this is exactly the way they wanted to lose their V cards? And then you tried to change their age and say you made the age up. but they were actually 18 and 19. Now, a 18 and 19-year-old being a virgin? Kind of hard to believe, but a 16-year-old and 17-year-old being a virgin, a little more believable.
Essentially, I was fucking all three of them for about 5 or 6 years. I would go over, I would have the mom, and I would have them greet me butt ass naked. Yeah, this is what I'm talking about. When people say predator, I'm like, I'm trying to give you guys the other side of the dynamic. I'm trying to give you the other side of what's out there. And I personally don't think these girls were victims.
This video is definitely gonna get demonetized. And I don't care because I couldn't not express my disgust after praising him in a previous video. When EDP445 had this same situation with that little girl, YouTube canceled all his channels. And I'm thinking the same thing will happen to Glendon. And Glendon, please shut the fuck up about you saying this is a social experiment. You've never done one before, and you thought people would be okay with this, and they're not. So I'm out.